Boyfriend is suspicious that I'm cheating on him and he doesn't trust me. How do I deal with this? Hi everybody, so this situation has caught me off guard tbh. I had a call with my boyfriend this night and he told me he wanted to bring up an issue. We've been pretty okay these last months. Months ago we were partying at a house with one of my best friends, F, who has a girlfriend, and the next morning, my boyfriend told me my BF was flirting with a girl in the party. My BF, however, said she was just trying to be a matchmaker and make her have something with another girl in the party. Now, I had a difficult time trying to process it because I obviously didn't think my boyfriend was lying, but I didn't really want to believe that my best friend was being unfaithful. I never addressed the situation with her, and it seems that my boyfriend has been ruminating about it. He just told me that he doesn't understand why I didn't say anything to her, that he now believes we cover each other's infidelities and that he doesn't trust me. He also remembers when one night I went partying with the same best friend and she left very early, but I stayed because one of her friends, female, was partying with us and I already knew her and was comfortable with her. Also I didn't want to go home that early. He implied that I did something that night and that it was a really weird situation to stay after my BF was gone, something my boyfriend's friends agree with. Honestly, I'm bummed. I know maybe I should have tried to talk to my best friend about what happened that night. The thing is I didn't see anything because I was sleeping and she already said to us that she didn't do anything, so what else should I do? Tell her girlfriend? Because my boyfriend also has cheating friends and he doesn't snitch on their infidelities, so I found it very hypocritical. I understand I could have talked with my friend, but I honestly didn't know how to approach the situation. Also, the fact that he no doubts me when I've never and I'd never do that, also trying to imply that I cheated on him that night, has deeply hurt me. I don't know if I can stay knowing that he doesn't trust me. How can I approach this situation? I'm already sorry for not dealing with my best friend's possible infidelity, but him doubting me feels like pure sorrow and I've been considering breaking up. Story 2. My girlfriend left me while we were on good terms and I want to fight for it without making it difficult. I thought my, now ex-girlfriend was coming over for a quick chat before we went out for dinner. We met in early 2019 and spoke here and there, before becoming best friends in mid-late 2021 and after a short time both fell in love and started dating early 2022. We clicked perfectly and never had any issues. Everyone saw us as a power couple. Fast forward to Wednesday just been, we had a minor blow up the Saturday prior and decided to give it a couple days to blow over to prevent any emotional fighting. This was our first minor blow up. We never had a major. Wednesday comes around and she wants to have a chat before going out for dinner. Bombshell breakup. Reason being she thought our beliefs and values did not align and if we were to have kids she would feel a little nervous. She made the decision on Tuesday and followed through on the Wednesday. She mentioned that her love language was receiving compliments and while I gave that, she felt like I was just ticking a box. We spoke for 7 hours that night. I felt pretty hard done by and felt like I was being given up on. Just 4 weeks prior we were talking about living the rest of our life together. She quoted the words, "I don't want to break up, but I feel like I have to." We were both in complete shambles. The breakup has been so mature and a very beautiful split to say the least. The majority of people I've told, even her eldest brother, have said to fight for it. She told me on the night there was no chance, so it is messing with my head quite a lot. Last night, Sunday, we agreed to have some time apart until this coming Friday and touch base again. It has been awfully hard as she continues to tell me she loves me and misses me and has repeatedly asked to stay over. This is her first breakup. She has an awesome support network and a great best friend, who I am seeing this evening to ask if she believes I should fight for it. I really want to but also don't want to come off as a pest/stalker/nuisance and make it more difficult and confusing than it already is. I really love her. I am feeling that giving her space will only lower my chances of getting back together, but I can see the other side of maybe it will get her thinking that she wants otherwise. She recently got off the pill which supposedly changes pheromones and hormones and she could just simply be not in love, although she has said that is not how she feels and wanted to end things before she drifted out of love. I just wonder if I've been hard done by and not given a chance. People seem to believe so, while others believe these things happen and there is never a good time. Really want to fight for it but don't want to make the situation more difficult than it already is. Really struggling with this. We have spoken for a collective 14 or 15 hours in person since Wednesday, helping each other out with closure. The question I beg is, how much space do I give, And how do I fight for this relationship I ever so badly want to work? Story 3. I going on dates with but not committed to dating multiple. What is this called? Apologize for how weird that question probably sounds. I couldn't think of any other way to describe my question to fit with the rules of the subreddit and don't know what other subreddit to ask. Bit of backstory, I've been cheated on 19 times now and I am extremely paranoid and picky over who I date now because of it. Trust issues if you will. I just got out of a 2-year engagement because I found out that she was also cheating on me, after voicing my trauma with being cheated on and after she promised me prior to our relationship that I would never be a cheater and I'd never hurt someone like that. So now that I'm back out here I'm trying to talk to numerous women, genuinely get to know them and who they are as people. I want to go on dates to get to know women before I even debate on a long-term commitment with them or not in the future. The issue is this current generation is just not good. At least where I'm from. Cheating and dishonesty almost comes off as some kind of trend when I get to know females my age as nothing more than a friend. That doesn't help my paranoia. So I want actual options. If females can have numerous men talking to them at once, then I feel like I should be perfectly fine if I'm upfront and honest about that being what I want. I want to go on lunch/dinner dates, go to the movies, maybe intimate, maybe flirting. Kinda just whatever comes and go with the flow. But I don't want to be actually tied down by one woman. I want to see my options and over time get to know who is most worth my time and who feels like they are the most loyal. If flirting happens, I go with it. If more happens, I go with it. Sometimes I ask if they want to go on a date. Yet every time after a date or after we flirt I get hit with the question. So we're dating now, right? No. We're not. I stated we were going on a date. I tell them prior I want to go out on a date, but that's all. If intimate happens, it happens. If flirting happens, it happens. If we just have a few drinks and pass out at my place, it happens. I'm not really against anything from a handful of women I'm talking to, but due to my trust issues and paranoia about being cheated on again in a long-term committed relationship, it just does not feel healthy for me to even be thinking about a genuine relationship. What is this type of relationship style or way of dating is this called? I'm not looking for a relationship, more or so looking at my options and getting to know them to think if they could be a good match. I've always tried to be very monogamous in my relationships, but I feel like this is something I need to do for protecting myself and my own heart, so I have no experience with dating like this. Comment. You wrote a lot. When you're ready to marry someone, look for a wife. When you're looking to bang someone, go on Tinder. Don't mix these two things up and you won't be paranoid about being cheated on. Getting to know people at your age and how most people act when they're 21. I wouldn't look for a real relationship until your later 20s. Enjoy your youth and have fun. I don't quite understand the question, since meeting and talking to several women simultaneously is what you literally have to do when you are single, in order to find the one that best suits you. And honestly, if you've been cheated on so many times, the problem is you. You probably don't know how to judge women well. You need to date more women to better understand female nature and be able to spot red flags. If you're heartbroken all the time, you're expecting too much. The emphasis should be on getting to know the women you go out with. Be sure they don't expect too much from you either. If they say that after one dinner date, you shouldn't take them too seriously. With more experience, you may be able to recognize the signs earlier. Story 4. My wife cheated on me with my boss. Should I divorce her, and if I should, how will I be able to not lose everything? 47 years old. I fell short of my dream of becoming a pilot. I work as an accountant in a bank inside of a Kroger, where I get ridiculed by my 33-year-old manager. I make $105K a year, not bad by any means, but I expected so much more for myself. I have 2 kids, a 23-year-old girl and a 19-year-old boy. My daughter just graduated after 6 years at Arizona State University as a gender studies major and anthropology minor. She doesn't have a job and is living with her 29-year-old non-binary significant other who teaches kindergarten at an elementary school. My son lives with me, and my wife doesn't have a driver's license, doesn't have a job, doesn't have any friends. I have failed as a father. My wife doesn't talk to me, doesn't look at me, and doesn't love me anymore. She is a secretary at a law firm. When we got married, I was 23, she was 22, we were both so ambitious. She was so beautiful, the nicest person in the world, and was so smart. We were in love. I gave up my dream for her. Last week, I walked in on her cheating on me with my boss, in my bed, in my house, that I paid for with the money I earned from a job I hate. I gave up my dream to support this family, and this is how she repays me. Cheating on me with my boss. She kicked me out. I would file for divorce, but I fear I would lose everything. I hate my wife, I hate my son, my daughter doesn't talk to me except over the holidays, and I can't do this anymore. I gave my life for my family and I have received no happiness from it. No good deed goes unpunished, I guess. I drive a 2008 Chevy Malibu, so my wife can have her 2023 Jeep Wrangler and my daughter can have her 2016 Subaru Outback. I haven't truly been happy in years. Should I divorce her? I am scared that I will lose the relationship I have cultivated with my daughter, as she is the only person in my family I truly care for anymore, but that relationship isn't what I want it to be either. Will a divorce leave me in financial ruin? Comment. Talk to a lawyer, now. They can advise you what your rights and how marital assets would be divided. That's heavily dependent on what state you're in. Your wife can't just kick you out of the house for one thing, you have every right to be there. Once you've spoken to your lawyer, you'll be in a position to make an informed decision, although I honestly can't see why you'd want to stay in your dumpster fire of a marriage. Odds are your boss isn't the first guy she's cheated on you with. Good luck op, your is a really shitty situation, but you'll be far better off once you dump the cheating wife. Your kids are adults and your wife has a job, why would you have to pay out anything? Get a lawyer ASAP, sell the house and cars and call it quits. A 23-year-old can buy her own car. Find a new job if you can, obviously. What do you have to lose? You can get a much lower paid job and be better off now because you don't need to pay 3 adults' bills. Reclaim the advantage. You wrote that you're already in discussion with an attorney, so you're already headed in the right direction. You have nothing to lose. Oh, and go no contact with any of them. Maybe you can drop a dime to your bank's district manager and mention how your boss was destroying the marriage of one of his subordinates. Ask him/her if that's the publicity the bank wants when you broadcast it on social media. Why don't you talk to a lawyer? They could actually answer your questions. Talking isn't a commitment. It's just information gathering. Also, are you able to access therapy? You kinda just randomly threw in that you failed as a father, and I have no idea where that even came from. You also mentioned not being happy in years. These are amazing reasons to get help. Presumably, you'd each get half of the house. Honestly, with cheating it's possible you'd get more than half. I think it's fair and ideal that you take over the mortgage, if you have one. If I were the judge, I'd give you the new car too, but I'm not. Frankly, if your manager makes fun of you, he's likely a huge asshole, so your ex will certainly regret her behavior in time. Please don't take her back.